where Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo has admitted that hearing the extent of corruption in evidence tabled before the inquiry has taken a toll on him. It's as the Commission continues hearing evidence related to the R1 billion Free State asbestos eradication housing project. Now, officials have testified that over 100 service providers, that is, were paid hundreds of millions of rand before they did any work. Former Human Settlements MEC Mosebenzi Zwane is at the center of that scandal, and he's been implicated in the awarding of irregular contracts. Tumaole Mohlaoli has been following those proceedings. Tumaole, it's almost unbelievable when you hear the details coming from a departmental official around the extent to which, never mind process being bypassed, there was simply no regard for process. Monies, in fact, because there were no formal contracts. Monies were just being handed out to different so-called service providers, and they've got nothing to show for it.
Absolutely nothing to show for it, Cathy. Not even in some instances foundations being dug where work was supposed to have been done to roll out human settlements, decent accommodation for people who have been waiting. And of course, these budgetary constraints that have been coming out are some of the issues that how could this have been done without due processes being followed, because there was not even background checks to have been undertaken to some of these so-called service providers to see if they had capacity. So what was essentially being done, you had a situation where the MEC at the time, Mosebenzi Zwane, was then telling officials from the Free State Provincial Department that you need to work with certain service providers. About 109 of them had been earmarked, and all they had to do was basically reach out to the department, send invoices, and no one was bothering to go on site to see if the work was being done. And what officials were saying, and this is what is exasperating Deputy Chief Justice Zondo, is the fact that no one bothered to go on site to see has the work been done and what are these people being paid for. Essentially what happened is that these people got paid and kept on getting paid and eventually disappeared.
He's been sounding more and more exasperated by some of this evidence, and he's previously said that, you know, he's struggling with processing part of what has been put before him. Why is he telling us all of this?
I think what was very telling in terms of looking at his body language and the emotion with which he delivered that, he's telling this because from day in to day out, week in, week out, he has been hearing evidence that has just basically painted officials as not caring.